Hello students and welcome to my channel. In this session, we will be learning Standard 9 Geography, Chapter 10 Urbanization. We will be learning this chapter in two parts. So let's start learning Chapter 10 Urbanization Part 1. In the first part of the chapter Urbanization, we will be learning what is the meaning of urbanization and also what are the reasons for urbanization. So let's begin learning what is the meaning of urbanization. Student, as you all know that there are lot of development taking place in the rural areas, and the development is taking place due to many of the industries and factories and large projects which are established in the rural areas, due to which there are lot of development taking place in the infrastructure facilities, due to which the population of the rural areas is increasing. So there is a transformation of the rural areas to a developed cities like urban areas. So this transformation of the rural areas to the urban areas, this is called to be as urbanization. Let's continue learning more about urbanization now. You will notice that because of the factory near the village, the occupation of the people of the village has started changing. More and more people from the outside, they come here, settle over here, they start living in the village, due to which transportation, hotels, restaurant, retail shops, medical services start developing. As a result, the basic structure of the village starts changing. Looking at our country, agriculture is the main occupation in rural areas. Agriculture and its allied occupations are being followed since time immemorial. But now there are various industries have started coming up in the rural areas. For example, the factories, mills, energy plants, multi-purpose projects, etc. have developed. People come from the surrounding region to work here, and thus the population of the village increases, due to which to fulfill their needs, other services also develop here, like the medical facilities, food, hospitals, recreation, etc. Consequently, the extent of the village grows and the form of earlier village changes. Now let us learn about the local governing bodies of the rural and the urban areas. As you can see on your screen, children, that at a rural areas we have the local governing bodies, Gram Panchayat, and at a urban we have the municipal corporation. Let us learn more about these local governing bodies. The Gram Panchayat, providing public services to the village, gives way to municipal council or municipal corporation. These bodies provide the different basic services to the citizens like drinking water, roads, transportation, sewerage network, street lighting, etc. Besides this, other facilities like town planning, recreation facilities, tourist places, parks, etc. also needed to be developed. Consequently, the village transformed into a town or a city. As you know, student, in rural areas we find a Gram Panchayat or a village Panchayat. It is a formalized local self-governing system in India. So at a village or at a small town level, we can find such a local self-governing bodies which take care of the day-to-day necessities of the people of a town or a village. But when the population of the village increases and the development is done, then the function of the Gram Panchayat is carried by the municipal council or the municipal corporation. This is also a local self-governing bodies. The basic necessities and services of day-to-day life of the people, like the supply of the drinking water, the sewerage network. Sewerage network is also called as the wastewater collection system. It is a network of pipe pumping station that carries the sewage, that is the waste matter, for the treatment and the disposals. Beside this, the town planning, that is the process of managing the land resources, is also carried out by the municipal corporation. And along with this, They even take care of the recreation facilities like the playground, the kids garden, swimming pool. This also has need to be developed. Only when all the responsibilities of municipalities are developed well, only then the village transforms into a town or into a city. Now let's learn what are the criteria used to define an area as an urban area. In 1961, the Census of India has decided to define urban on the basis of the following criteria. First one, more than 75% of the male working population should be engaged in non-agricultural occupations. Second one, the population of the settlement should be more than 5,000. And third one, the population density of the settlement should be more than 400 persons per square kilometer. So according to the Census of India, so let us understand what is the meaning of census. Census, it is a procedure of systematically enumerating and acquiring and recording the information about the member of a given population. This procedure is being held after the span of every 10 years. That is called as a census. So according to the Census of India, an urban area is defined as a urban on the basis of the following criteria. The first criteria is more than 75% of the male working population should be engaged in non-agricultural occupation. That is, 75% of the male working population should be working into any other sector or any other occupation other than agriculture as the occupation. Like they can be working into a small scale industry, mining activities, transportation facilities or system, or any other community services they can be doing, but not agriculture as the occupation. Second one, the population of the settlement should be more than 5,000. And the third one, the population density of the settlement should be more than 400 persons per square kilometer. Density, it means the measurement of a population per unit area, and population density, it means the number of people living in a unit area. It is normally expressed as per square kilometer. So here it says the population density of settlement should be more than 400 person per square kilometer. That is, in 1 square kilometer, more than 400 people should be staying. And if all these criteria are fulfilled, then the place has been defined to be as the urban. The urban population is increasing rapidly in India. If we look at the statistical information given in a table, we will find that the urbanization in India, that is the urban population, has been increasing consistently from the year 1961 to 2011. We can find a percentage of the population, urban population, and also the number of settlement, how rapidly they have been increasing in India. If we talk about the years from 1961 to 1981, we find that there is a growth of around 5.5% only. But if we observe the years 1981 to 2011, we will find that this growth in the urban population or the number of settled urban settlement, the growth has been increased to around 13.73%. This tells us that the urban population is increasing rapidly in India. Urbanization occurs because of many reasons. We will study some of the main reasons. The main reason for urbanization is industrialization. The development and concentration of industries in a region is a factor contributing towards urbanization. Increase in industries leads to increase in the hopes of people who are attracted towards these industries from surrounding areas. This increases the speed of urbanization. In the 19th century, Mumbai grew rapidly because textile mills started on the large scale in Mumbai. Many villages which were originally fishing villages, that is Koliwadas, became part of Mumbai metropolitan area because of industrialization and urbanization. First, let us understand what is industrialization. Industrialization means the development of industry in a country or a region on a wide scale. It is a process by which an economy is transformed from primarily agricultural one to the one which is all based upon the manufacturing of goods. Increase in industry leads to increase in the hopes of people who are attracted toward these industries from surrounding areas. This increases the speed of urbanization. So industrialization, as I told you, it is a main factor of contributing towards urbanization. Industrial development increases the hopes of people from surrounding areas. People get attracted towards the industries with the expectation that even their life or their standard of living will improve. With this hope, people start coming and start working into those places where the industrialization is been on a wide scale. In the 19th century, Mumbai grew rapidly because textiles mills started on the large scale in Mumbai. Many villages which were originally fishing villages, Koliwadas, became part of Mumbai metropolitan area because of industrialization and urbanization. So if we talk about Mumbai, before the textiles mills were started in Mumbai in large scale, many villages in Mumbai, they were originally fishing villages called as the Koliwadas. Even at present, we have many Koliwadas across Mumbai. To name few of them are Kolaba Koliwada, Juhi Koliwada, Varali Koliwada, and many more such Koliwadas are still there in Mumbai. But all these Koliwadas or the fishing villages have become a part of Mumbai metropolitan area, and this has become possible only because of the industrialization in Mumbai, due to which urbanization has also taken place on the large scale. And this is all possible because in the 19th century, textile mills were started in Mumbai on the large scale, and it went on growing rapidly, due to which Mumbai got an identity as one of the metropolitan city of India. Trade is also one of the most important reason for urbanization. Let's learn about trade. A place in a region is sometimes favorable in terms of transport, loading, unloading, and storage of a good. This leads to development of trade and related services like business complexes, banks, credit societies, godowns, cold storages, houses, etc. start growing. For example, Nagpur in India is centrally located in India. Urbanization started increasing here because this location facilitated trade. As we have learned earlier that economic activity of buying and selling of the good is called as a trade. So let's learn how does the trade contribute towards the urbanization. So the favorable reasons which are required for the trade, like the transportation system, the loading and the unloading, and storage of a good. These are the main favorable reason for the trade, and those places which has all such a favorable reasons for it, they flourish more in the trade. Due to this, along with the trade, other related services along with the trade also get developed, like big complexes are formed, banks, credit societies. Credit society, it is a cooperative society that lends loans to the farmers and to the needy working class people. Godowns for the purpose of storing the goods, cold storages for preservation of the perishable commodities, etc. start growing. If we talk about Nagpur, Nagpur is geographically centrally located in India, due to which it has got facilitated, or it gets all the facilities which are required for the trade purposes, and thus urbanization has started increasing in Nagpur. Let us talk about the next reason, that is mechanization and technology. We can see lots of advantages of mechanization and technology in various fields. Both are helpful to urbanization too. In the recent decades, the use of technology has increased in agriculture. Mechanization has also increased. In rural areas, Agriculture is done with the help of machines on a large scale these days. The manpower employed in agriculture became devoid of agricultural work. This working class came to cities to look for work. As a result, urban population starts increasing. So let us understand first what is the meaning of mechanization. Mechanization, it is a process of improving of the farm labor's productivity through the use of agricultural machinery, implements and the tools. So in the recent decades, decade means a span of 10 years, the use of technology has increased in agriculture. The farmers are using more and more developed type of technology and implements agricultural machinery for the purpose of doing all the agricultural activities. So in rural areas, you can find that agriculture is done more by this mechanized way on the large scale. As agriculture is more mechanized these days, hence the manpower which is employed in agriculture has become devoid of agricultural work, and so man has started looking for more job opportunities in the secondary and tertiary sector. So for this purpose, they start for getting the opportunity to work into the secondary and tertiary sector, people start moving towards the cities. So this gave rise to the urbanization. Let's learn the next reason, transport and communications. In regions where transport facilities like roads and railways develop, urbanization of small rural settlements occur rapidly over there. For example, after the development of Konkan Railway, many villages like Savarde, that is district Ratnagiri, lying close to its proximity, that is very close to, have started urbanizing. Convergence of important railway routes through Bhusawal district led to its rapid growth. So we can learn from this how much transportation is important for the development and urbanization of a place. Because of the roadways and railways are more developed or more facilities have been provided in some of the small rural settlements. Due to the transportation facilities, we will find that urbanizations are taking place rapidly in these regions. For example, Savarde district Ratnagiri, these places were not so much in urbanized or they were not so much developed districts. But due to the Konkan Railway, the transportation system was developed in this area, and because Savarde district Ratnagiri, it lies in a close proximity to Konkan Railway. As a result, we find that along with the Konkan Railway, lot of development and rapid you can say development and urbanization have started taking place in Savarde district Ratnagiri. Same in the case of Bhusawal district Jalgaon. Due to the convergence of important railway route which goes through the or which passes through the Bhusawal, we can find that even there is a rapid growth of development taking place in Bhusawal too. Along with the transportation, even the communication systems are also developing here. That is, the means of communication are developed, telecommunication and mass media are too getting developed due to urbanization. Let's learn the next reason for urbanization, and that is migration. Migration is a major factor affecting urbanization. This migration can be short term, long term or permanent. Migration occurs from rural to rural areas, rural to urban areas or urban to urban areas. The attraction of higher standard of life has also resulted in an increase in migratory population in the cities. For example, migration occurs in cities like Mumbai, Pune or from other parts of India. Let us understand the meaning of migration. The movement of people to a new area or a country in order to find work or better living condition is called migration. Human migration, it involves the movement of people from one place to another with the intention of settling permanently or temporarily at a new location. Now migration, as we have learned, that it is a major factor which affects the urbanization. Now migration can be short term, long term, or even if people find the proper favorable or condition to settle at a place, then even the migration can be a permanent. People can permanently settle down at a place in urban areas. Migration can be from rural area to rural areas, or it can be from a rural area to urban areas, or urban to urban areas. It all depends upon what the people, with what intention they are moving or they are making the migration from one place to other place. Even sometime due to the attraction of higher standard of life, what people find in most metropolitan cities or into the urban places, due to the higher standard of life, people want to live such a life. As a result, we can find that many of the people, they start migrating from the rural areas or from one urban area to the other urban area. So as a result, there is an increase in migratory population in the cities. More migration can occur in the places in Maharashtra like Mumbai and Pune. So students, this was the end of the first part of the chapter urbanization. In the second part, we are going to learn the effects of urbanization.